This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll get a look at Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers as they take on a man miraculously back from injury, Alex Smith, and the Washington Redskins. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. A few minutes ago, it sounded like the 4th of July on the National Mall as the hometown Redskins were introduced to this sold-out crowd. They are set to go as their guys will match up with the San Francisco 49ers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Redskin team as they enter play here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense heading out, and a welcome sight for 49er fans. Jimmy Garoppolo leading the way. Jimmy, of course, lost for the season in Week 3 last year in Kansas City, and then the Niners really struggled the rest of the way without him. The silver lining to the early season injury, it gave Jimmy Garoppolo plenty of time to heal and get back to 100%.
Here we go. 180! Come on out here. Come get some. 11.
First carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
And when you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is, how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays, getting into the backfield. But the best ones can play the run as well. And that's what we're seeing from him, that excellent combination of holding the point of attack and also getting upfield to make plays in the backfield.
Steps away to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And him running the football is not something the defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And an alley to run. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the 2-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Devontae Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes a 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier. Right back to Coleman here on first down. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. In on the stop, Mason Foster, who was 7th in the NFL in tackles a year ago. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. Into this game, they're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass, Charles.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins 14.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On second down, it's Coleman. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And it's caught. And across the chalk into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his 6th drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So out comes the Redskins offense as they get their first shot. They'll be led out by the #1 overall selection back in 2005 out of the University of Utah. It's Alex Smith.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So, I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. And for this offense, yellow highlighter around Trent Williams.
As well there should be. A Pro Bowl, all-pro type of a left tackle. So mobile, you could also see him as a tight end. This guy is a terrific football player.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Smith. This one complete to Jordan Reed. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Here's Smith. Got his man. It's Williams. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. A look now at the starters on this 49er defense. They were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass. You know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. They run with Adrian Peterson, the 2nd active leading rusher in the NFL. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down. A shotgun snap for Smith. He's got a man. It's Williams. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On first down, it's Smith. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. He was looking for Terrence Williams that time. That'll bring up second down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on second and 10. Back to the ground, Peterson. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. From the gun, here's Smith. And that is incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it online, but it comes up about a rotation short. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
And because they couldn't hit the long field goal, they are set up nicely offensively at the 41, first and 10. Now they air it out to start the drive, and it's complete. And that one results in 35 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. On first down, it's Coleman, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10.
Here we go.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you're throwing so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a third and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his second touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a second. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Defense didn't budge on third down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco in 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
Well, a couple of good division battles coming up in primetime this weekend, starting tonight with Sunday Night Football, Eagles and Cowboys from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Then tomorrow on Monday night, it's the defending champs, the Patriots, on the road at MetLife Stadium to take on the Jets. 2 not to miss to close out Week 6. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin first down. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. The big fella. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Gould able to tack on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
All day, every day, any day.
Ready? Out of the gun, Smith. He's got it to Williams. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Let's make these babies cry.
Again, Smith. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Now, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be third down. They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. Throwing again is Smith. Got a man, it's complete. Williams. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. It's Williams on the catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. To the air again, Smith. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 28.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Smith will bring his guys up 1st and 10, and he's 6 of 7 now on this drive. Now it's Smith. That's caught by Trey Quinn. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. Smith. He's got Thompson here, complete. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Back to the ground. This time it's Peterson. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he drops this off to Thompson, complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Smith now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. Smith from the gun, he'll throw. His throw incomplete. He was looking to get that one to Chris Thompson, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
So after the incomplete, on first, now 2nd and 10.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you. Get ready.
Now Smith throwing again, and he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first, and it's 3rd down now. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Smith. He's got his man. It's Williams. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Smith throwing again, and this one complete to Reed. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Smith now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. And the Niners get there and bring him down. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It should. It's their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Throwing is Smith, and he's going to go down again. Credit the sack to Fred Warner. And he's on the heels of winning the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award. He had a pair of sacks in last week's game, Charles.
So much for adjusting, so much for game planning, right? You know that he had the 2 sacks last week. Why aren't you able to block him? Sometimes the superior athlete just wins.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. So 2 missed field goals for him now. That's helped keep them with a big 0 on the scoreboard.
Well, it's not the only reason they have a 0. The offense has been bogged down a few times now, but it's certainly not helping the cause any at all.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on 3rd. Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
They try to fire up the run game with Adrian Peterson. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Thompson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Now McKinnon to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Back now at FedEx Field. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter.
Here we go.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 18 yards, 1st down Niners. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers.
Here we go.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Garoppolo looks to throw. Gets this one to Juszczyk. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Garoppolo to Goodwin there for a 49er first.
Here we go.
And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out. Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 2nd and 11 now. Garoppolo completes it to the tight end Kittle. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. That is caught by the tight end Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Smith now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Smith. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5 up to the 25-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Here again is McKinnon. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge fourth quarter stop? Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. 2 yards, good enough for a first. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. To throw is Smith. He's got it complete to Thompson. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. He's got it to Williams. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 35. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Smith will bring his guys up 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And Reed with it over the middle. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 13-yard line. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. On 1st down, Smith. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. To give him the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
Here's Smith, and that is caught by the tight end Reed. Touchdown, Washington. Jordan Reed, his first touchdown on the year. And the Redskins are able to cut into that deficit. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, You're going, slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So the victory here for San Francisco, and I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done, really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural, but
I like where we're going with this. Though you say one to represent like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody.